How does someone get into a film festival?
Well, it's obviously a big sweeping statement. Like there's a lot of ways. You know, one of because it's back to what we talked about. Previously is obviously any film festival. Most of course there are festivals like anything else. There's good things, bad things. There's good festivals, bad festivals. But as a whole, you're looking to serve a certain audience and you're looking to showcase good films. I mean, that's just the bottom line. So that sort of is one answer that's already being served, right? I mean, we're just saying if the film's not good, you're not getting in. So there's the obvious part of that. I know what that means. It's subjective, good or bad. But within that, there's things like, of course, people talk a lot about runtime. For us, for shorts, we're 40 minutes or less. Is a film 40 minutes going to get in? People make sweeping statements. Oh, well, no way you get in if it's too long. That's not true. There are plenty of films that have gotten in that are very long. There's in the documentary, one of the documentaries is nominated is 40 minutes basically. So that film made our festival, got in and got nominated and all these things, and it's 40 minutes. So to say a 40-minute film and make a sweeping statement that it won't get into festivals or it's too long, it's not exactly true. That said, there are nuance to things. It does make it harder if your film is longer. You're competing in a different sandbox, kind of like you're going up against other films with a similar length. And if there are so many films that are that long, only so many can make the festival that are submitted. So you can't program a whole entire festival. If we program the whole festival with films that are 30 to 40 minutes, all of them, we'd slash our films in half. So now we're only accepting 180 to 200 films maybe. Now that means we're just dropping a whole slew of filmmakers and talented filmmakers and films. 200 are gone just because we decide we want to show everything that's longer. And most of those films that are longer at times can be sort of gratuitous with the length. Maybe the films are too long and need to be cut down. And they don't need to be that long. And there's extraneous scenes and things that don't need to be there, or there's just stuff that drags out, or maybe the credits are way too long. Some movies we'll see have 5-6 minute credit sequences. That's for a short, that's insane. So you see that. Okay, that shouldn't be the case. But some films need the length they are. Like they need to be that long. So it's not just about slashing the runtime or cutting a film out just because you feel, oh yeah, well, it needs to be shorter because festivals tell me to. Well, what if the film needs to be that long? What if it really works for what it is? We've had plenty of films that are amazing films that have won awards, have been selected that 37 minutes, 35 minutes, 33 minutes. Our winning film 2 years ago was 32 minutes. 32, 33, in that ballpark. It was over 30 minutes. Won the festival. Best short, grand prize. Long film. And it wasn't even necessarily fast-paced. It was very steady and slow, but very well thought out. And it was a brilliant film. But it was the length it should have been. If they cut 10 minutes out of that, maybe it doesn't win at all. And maybe it doesn't even get in. Maybe they cut out too much and the film doesn't work. It's just for the sake of runtime. So it is always the tricky argument with the runtime issue. It's tough. But if a film is longer, then you are sort of narrowing your chances to some degree because of the amount of time you have left to be programmed. So there is a truth to that. But like everything else, there's a gray area. It's if the film's meant to be that long or just that awesome and amazing, and we were blown away by it, we're not going to say no to it just because it's long. Like we're going to accept the film and find a way to work around that. That's just what we're going to do. So there's that part. So you have to always look into that. And then of course you talk about the different areas. If a film, I think the biggest thing to keep it shorter is acting. Acting is a huge deal. We were talking about it. I was talking with Theo about this yesterday. Too many films have all the right things going, and the acting is just awful or really poor. And yes, everything again is subjective, right? But there is an area that's not really. I mean, bad acting is bad acting. You can tell the lines aren't being delivered well. They're not hitting. There's no chemistry with the actors. It's very poor, and it stands out like no other. Like it kills the movie. It just destroys the movie. Like at that point, you're done. The audience will not forgive that. They will feel like they're watching something that's awkward. They'll feel uncomfortable. And they'll know right away, okay, this isn't up to standard. So how are we going to exhibit that in a professional setting? And I say professional in the sense that we're in Hollywood. So we're showcasing for Hollywood top executives, industry peers, all that stuff, other celebrities, whatever. So there's all these people in the audience that are watching the film and they're expecting a certain quality, a certain level and tier, and then the acting is just poor. It's done. It's done. So that I think is a huge killer for many shorts. Is whether it's casting friends, not using a casting director, not having a professional assist in that process, just thinking they can handle it all. Because of course, times in this realm of world we're in with the shorts, the director takes on too much. It's hard. You have to take on everything. You have to budget. You have to get the money. You have to now cast people. You have to actually get the crew together and get people you need, know, and hire. All these things you got to do. That's a lot of work. That's already overwhelming. not having a casting person help is tough, because you start getting friends. Hey, let's get this buddy and that buddy. I like you guys. You're great. You're cool. I like you. Do my movie with me. Okay, well, that doesn't do you a service, because if they're not good, or you don't even vet them. What if you just think, okay, they're a buddy in Hollywood. Yeah, I heard they can act. You did a play. Okay, so maybe you're not. That's great. That's cool. Hey, let's do this film. Let's come shoot this thing. You shoot it? Yeah, I don't got money to pay you. Okay, let's do it. All right, well, fine. But then now, what if that person's terrible? You're not gonna fire them. I mean, do you reshoot? What do you do at that point where your money's gone? You spent a few $1,000 during the weekend or one shoot day, and it's $5,000 down the drain. Then what? So you see that a lot. This is a friend casting situation, and we've had people talk on panels about this. You just can't do it. It's too important of what you're trying to do. Too important to make a great film, to make something that's really, really good, or really reflects on your work, to just say, hey, I'm gonna just pass this on to people casually because I think they're cool and come be my movie. You can't do it. Like, it doesn't work here for this. This isn't a situation where there's this automatic distribution feature film or something where they're gonna be bad. There's a whole world of B cinema and bad movies that are meant to be that, or movies that are just bad because there's a market for a star selling overseas and the movies stink, but they sell. That's not the world here. We're in a world of, it's critical, you have to be really good, and you're trying to showcase yourself to get to a certain level. So you can't play with that. It's very important. So it's a big thing. Obviously, it's important where you have, cinematography and all the other factors, and, editing, and all these things are all critical, of course, too. But if all that's there and the acting's bad, then it's like you're done. And so all the work that's been done, that's great, and DP can be brilliant and everything visually looked great, or there's good visual effects, but the acting stinks. They're representative of your movie. Like it's everything. So I think if you do weigh what's the most important, it's obviously a little unfair to say that's the most important, but I kind of would argue that it kind of is. And granted, all things equal, not saying, of course, if the lighting is poor and his DP is terrible and the movie's shot really poorly, yeah, of course, that's the same kind of thing. It's not going to make it right. But if all equal, acting just stands out that bad, and for the wrong reasons, it's no chance. So I think if it's one thing I want to pinpoint for all that, I would say that's a big thing.